Happy Tarot Tuesday, aka how to be your best with a little help from above. So this week's reading is a little bit of a continuation on from last week's reading, and whether you watched it or not, I will ask you to cast your mind's eye back to last week, where we were all feeling a shit ton, basically. We were feeling a lot in regards to our personal circumstances, the global circumstances, and then how other people reacted to our circumstance and how other people reacted to global circumstance. So basically we were sitting in a huge stewing pot of emotion, and we were asked to dig deep into what we feel, to dig deep into our emotional vulnerability and strength, which are one and the same, and share that with the people around us, or ask the people around us to hold space for us, basically so that we could be together and express what we were feeling and feel what we were feeling in order to move through it in a cohesive and healthy way. So as a result of having done so, I assume that's what you did, because we're all trying to be better each and every week. The world is giving you emotional abundance this week. This is the King of Cups. So we were the Queen last week, and the world has responded with the King. It is saying to us, hey, I saw you. I saw how hard you tried to be there for yourself, to be there for others. I saw you hold space for yourself. I saw you hold space for others. I saw you ask and allow yourself to receive the support that you needed. And as a result, here inherently the world is saying, we've mastered it. And look, we never truly master it, but right now, this week, we are able to experience joy and abundance in our world, okay? So emotionally, we are able to experience emotional fulfillment. And this has not really happened for a while. For a long time, the outside world has just provided a sense of impending doom or stress or confusion or, just frazzlement and all of that type of stuff. But last week we processed so much. We were angry, and then we were hurt, and then we lashed out, and then we calmed down, and then we had educated discussions, and then we tapped into our grief, and then we expressed that, and then we moved through that, and then now we've come to a place where we can all sit in this emotional synergy with one another, where we've seen into the depths of each other, we've seen into what each other believes in, and we know who's on our side, and we know who's there for us, and we know who we need to be there for, and we know who to connect with and where to go and what practices are going to help us stay strong in the heart emotionally. Okay, so you have such an ability to connect with people this week, and as a result you can experience, really, when we're ultimately emotionally fulfilled, we come back to a childlike essence, because children are inherently joyful, yeah? If there's no conditioning whatsoever, they'll just be, like your puppy or your pets. They're happy for herbs, until they're hungry. So, we've got the King right here, and what is the King doing? He's doing some fucking painting with some children. He is sharing the joy that he feels, and he is not exhausted by that emotion, and he lets it flow out creatively. So he expresses himself creatively. So he doesn't just feel joy all the time. He feels sadness, he feels anger, but he knows how to express that and to share that with the world around him and to channel it into the work that he does. And he knows how to receive joy in response to what he is feeling. So there's this real synergy with the world around us this week, where we can just keep feeling what we're feeling, keep putting it out into the world, keep receiving in return, and there is that real rock hard emotional support available to you this week. So figure out, or you already know, who has your back, who is there for you no matter what. Where can you go to express yourself? What are the circles? Where is the gym? Where's the yoga studio? What is it? What's your artwork? Where's your journal? We've got the tools, we've got the resources, we've got the people, we know where to go, we know where not to go, we know what to do, we know what not to do. So what is our focus this week? How can we keep ourselves in a space where we are receiving the emotional abundance that is available to us this week? And believe me, there's a shit ton of it, but how can we let it in? All paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So what this card means to me is that whereas last week as the Queen of Cups, we were asked to hold space for others and to be with others, we must not forget that this week. But before we approach the world, before we give and take, before we receive, we need to do that from a place of real inwardness, okay? So inner authority, you need to come at the world from inside of yourself, yes? Inner authority. So do not confuse inwardness, introversion, introspection for any sort of weakness, any sort of silence, any sort of passivity. There is a confidence and an authority there. So what practices bring you into a sense of strength of character from deep within yourself? Intuition. So obviously, or inevitably, when you are sitting in your inner authority, when you are deep within yourself, when you are tuning into your emotions from within, you are intuitive. You are receiving messages of inner guidance, whether you believe that comes from God or the inside of your own brain, doesn't matter, because it's all intuition regardless. Turn your gaze within. So me personally, I've learned why I've been receiving or encountering so much resistance, so much of my own and so much of others. Yeah, I've just been hitting walls and walls and walls and seeing my shit and seeing other shit and seeing my shit in others and seeing others shit in myself, and it's like like so much. But I realize that what really brings me to a state of emotional clarity and spaciousness, what makes me available to hold space for others' emotions, and I'm extremely empathic. So what allows me to not get swamped by others' emotions is for me to come home to myself and sit there and then receive and then give. And so the way that I do that, and like, it's actually mentioned in the guidebook, but I thought about it even before I got to the guidebook. Morning routines. Man, how you start your day, how you wake up with yourself and connect to yourself before you go out into the rest of your day is everything. It will change the course of your actions throughout the day, and as a result, it'll change the way the day responds to you. So if we want the day to respond to us in a way that's like, I got everything you need, baby, then we got to sit within ourselves and be like, hey, Danica, I got everything you need, baby. So like, give yourself what you need and then expect the world to give you what you need. So what I've been doing is really tuning in, and like I said, I've been facing this resistance, I've been meeting this resistance, and it's only because I haven't been my best. That's I haven't been my best, and I know where I haven't been my best. And so what I've started doing is conquering the cold. For me personally, that's my journey right now. I hate the fact that I hate winter. I hate the fact that I'm cold. I hate the fact that I get reactive when my body's in pain. I hate feeling weak, and it all just perpetuates into this cycle. So something that's been missing from my morning routine is just jumping out of bed and into a cold fucking shower and doing some breath work and then sitting and meditating and then sitting with my intuition. And it's just, I could go on and on about this, but I don't want to go on a tangent. But basically, figure out what you haven't been doing that you know you should be doing, and fucking do it for yourself first thing in the morning, and then do whatever else. Once you get your shit done in the morning that you need to do, you can do anything else throughout the day. But the fact that everything's already done that you needed to do means you won't feel shit about it. Okay, so that's my advice about how to take this reading practically. But gaze inwards from a practical place. Gaze inwards from a place of inner authority. Find your strength. This is not about sitting in your vulnerability. This is not about, even like doing shadow work and all that type of stuff. Like, yes, that's all a part of it, but ultimately, how can you be strong when you're in silence? How can you be strong when you're by yourself? And how can you emerge back out into the world from that place of strength and resilience and confidence and intuition, and then receive?